So there we are again, back on stage. Here's Veronika. Hello.
Hey, hi Walter, how are you?
Very good, very good. I did some dancing, so I'm ready.
Yeah, very nice music.
Thank you very much for that. I just put on some 90s music, so let's see if we can keep up with that the whole day. Well, good to have you here from Spacewell with us. Really looking forward to your presentation about smart technology and how smart technology can reduce the carbon footprint of buildings. I think that's one of the very best topics to have on ESG, because the carbon footprint is it needs to be lowered down a lot, I guess. So
Yeah.
really looking forward to your insights and what we can learn from the Spacewell solution.
Super. Okay, then I'm going to start. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you well, and we also see your presentation.
Super. That's great.
Cool. Well, good luck. And if we have any questions, just put them in the chat, and we will bring them back to Veronika after her presentation.
Okay, super. Thank you. So yeah, today I'm going to talk about the E aspect of the ESG, so the environmental, and on how can we make our buildings more energy efficient so that we can also save on our energy bills. I'm just putting a timer so I'm not going beyond the time. So first of all, acting on the climate change starts to be really urgent, because if you look at this picture, this represents an annual temperature change around the world. And as you can see, we are clearly now in the red. So there was also a COP27 summit that happened last week, where the chief of United Nations, Antonio, really said very strong statements that the world is on a highway to climate hell, because the current measures that all the countries are doing are clearly not enough. And the scientists still predict that the planet is going to hit by 2.4, 2.6 degrees end of this century, which will lead to a catastrophe for the humanity. You can also see that this year we had a lot of extreme weather events, and scientists, they all agree that most of them were severely impacted by the human-caused global heating. There are, of course, a lot of consequences of climate change that can lead to also poverty, of people not having basic foods, of having a lot more diseases than before. On top of the climate change, there is now an energy crisis because of the energy prices that are historically high. As you can see, in 2022, it's really several times higher than it was before. It's not stable anymore. It's very volatile. And the reasons for that were, of course, the geopolitical tensions between Ukraine and Russia, but not only. There were also nuclear reactors in France that were offline due to overdue maintenance, which of course created less supply and which of course also drove the prices up. And there's also a high price of CO2 emission allowances nowadays, which leads indirectly to a higher energy prices. So what is the EU doing about it actually? So Europe, the European climate lawmakers, they have reached an agreement. It's really a law that by 2030, all the EU has to reduce its carbon footprint by at least 55%. And by 2050, we need to be fully climate neutral. But if you think about it, 2030 is just in 7 years. It's coming pretty soon. If you look at the initiatives that are mentioned in these directives, there are two that we want to talk today about. And basically one is, of course, energy efficiency. I really believe this is really the fastest way on how we can react, is by just being more conscious about our consumption, something we can do already today. And of course, the second one is energy performance of buildings, which is a big one, because buildings in the EU, they account for 40% of final energy consumption, and they produce 36% of energy-related greenhouse gas emissions. If you just look at the existing buildings and on the operations of existing buildings, it has 27% of total CO2 emissions. So if we make buildings more energy efficient, we will already very significantly impact this the path towards the sustainability. But so how do we actually improve the energy efficiency of the buildings? It's maybe not that easy. So actually the cheapest kilowatt an hour is the one that is not consumed and it generates no emissions. So let me introduce you to Dexma. It's the energy intelligence platform by Spacewell. And the mission of Dexma is to help people and organizations understand and optimize their energy use. And also we believe that the future of energy is digital and we are building it one building at a time. In simple words, if you want to make your building more energy efficient, where do you start? So first of all, you need to know your current consumption, of course, because many organizations, they do not know what they are consuming on a daily, on a monthly basis. Especially if you have a lot of buildings, it's even more difficult to track. Secondly, even if you know what you are consuming, how do you know if it's good or bad? For that, you actually need to be able to compare yourself to a similar building of a similar size, of a similar age. And this energy score will then give you more insights about, okay, maybe there are some inefficiencies that I have in my building. Maybe the door of the fridge is broken, I need to replace it. Or maybe there are old windows that I didn't think that it was urgent to replace. In parallel, what you can also do is you can implement energy saving measures. But then again, how do you know which one would suit you best specifically? Using software, you can actually virtually simulate which energy saving measure will give you the most savings. And then you should be, of course, tracking your energy consumption and having some insights and trends thanks to the analytics. And then using AI and in the software, you can also detect anomalies 24/7. So you don't have to be worrying about anything because the software will send you a message in case it sees that there is a potential anomaly in your building, like something is broken, for example. So how does Dexma platform work? So first of all, we have Dexma Detect that will detect your energy potential and also savings that you can achieve by implementing and by becoming more energy efficient. It will also give you recommendation on what you can improve. Second tool is Analyze. This is really the biggest tool we have and the biggest product, let's say. It exists since a very long time. And we use it for real-time tracking of your energy consumption and your energy savings. And the third one is Optimize. So this is what I've just talked about, that it's actually an automated and proactive AI-based energy measurement tool, which creates a certain model of your future energy consumption. And if we see that you are consuming more, then it is going to give you a message. So let's have a more in-depth look onto Detect product. So Detect, actually, the beauty of it is that it can detect your energy efficiency without even you needing to install any hardware. So we can just use historical data coming from utility companies or just from your invoices to already give you insights on how you are performing and what can be optimized. It's applicable to any type of commercial building, and it also detects the savings potential that you will have. And it does so by combining energy modeling, simulation, and artificial intelligence. So for example, let's say you have a portfolio of buildings. Detect can detect all the savings that are applicable for your portfolio, so for all the buildings. So what it's going to do, it's going to give you a list of all the buildings with all the energy scores so that you can see, okay, which building requires more attention from your side and which has to be first energy optimized and how much savings would that bring to you and to your portfolio. And so how does it do so? We actually have a benchmark of 100,000 buildings in our data set. Our data set exists for 15 years already. So we are going to compare your building to a similar building with a similar size, with a similar age, to tell you, okay, how you are performing and what's your energy efficiency score. And then also you will get a lot of recommendations on how to save, how to become more energy efficient, and even further, you can really simulate the impact of a specific energy efficiency recommendation. For example, if I now replace all my lamps with LED, how much money am I going to save by doing that? So this is how it looks like. You will receive for your portfolio an average efficiency score, potential savings, and also then in terms of and financial impact that you will have in terms of savings if you implement those recommendations. So here you can see all the buildings and the score. Here you see that this building is in red. This is the one you have to start with optimizing. Then we go to Dexma Analyze. And Dexma Analyze is real-time monitoring your energy consumption, and it gives you a lot of different trends and patterns and alerts that you will see. It tracks your electricity consumption, your gas, water, gas, oil, thermal heating. There are so many different things you can track in this. And there are also more than 50 different automatic analysis screens that will help you to understand your energy data. It also measures and verifies your savings and targets. You can just easily install KPIs and see how you are performing in relation to your KPIs. So, of course, sustainability, we discussed, it's also very important. So we have different analysis sheets that are for sustainability tracking. For example, you can here monitor your carbon risk. You can see which sites or which buildings or which assets are the most carbon intense and what should be optimized. You can then also report and send a report to, let's say, your supervisor or a director or your energy client to see how you are doing in terms of sustainability. And yeah, embrace renewables. So of course, when we talk about renewable energy, we of course want to know what's the impact of us that we've implemented this energy initiative. So let's say we will be able to see how much we have produced renewable energy, how much we have consumed, so that we know maybe we should be selling things that the energy that we are not actually consuming. And then it will also indicate to you like, okay, how much you have saved by implementing a renewable, how much you have avoided in terms of emissions, and then you can also report on it further. ESG is not, of course, only about environment. There is also a social and governance, the impact of it. And that's why we think it's very important that you show the people who are in the building the air quality data so that they know that they are in a healthy building. You can also set up alerts and stay in the loop. It's quite easy. You don't need to be checking and monitoring your energy data, your energy consumption every second. You can just install some alerts that every time you are over consuming, the software is going to send you a message. Also something that is very cool, I believe, you can create your custom dashboards. So you can have different maybe energy customers, or you have different directors you need to report to. They all want to see different things. And it's now very easy to create your own dashboard page by just drag and dropping things that you want to track that are important for a specific person or maybe for you. And you can then just share it very easily via a link. You can also stay up to date using your mobile phone and always check on the go, how are you performing? And then, yeah, sharing your success is important. We have different predefined report templates already available, but you can also create your own report if that's not enough for you. And then Dexma Optimize is in our AI tool. So as I have explained, it just creates a model of your future energy consumption, and it can directly then detect if there was any anomaly, and also it will provide you quite a lot of details about this anomaly. So in this way, you don't need to be wasting all your time fixing those issues. You can just focus on more important things, and the software AI-driven energy tool will provide you with all the information and is the one checking your energy consumption on the daily basis. So as a summary again, Dexma will detect your energy, your potential savings. You don't even have to install any hardware. We just compare you with your historical consumption with another building of a similar size. We have now native integration to utility data, so you don't even have to install smart meters anymore to get to monitor to get your energy data. If you have a big portfolio of buildings, you can see your portfolio at a glance. You can also, of course, in your building track different floors. We have also savings that you will get a clear view on. It's AI-based support for energy efficiency decisions. So you can do your virtual simulation of energy saving measures, anomaly detection 24/7. You can get informed wherever you are just using your mobile phone. And then we have widgets for everyone so that it's easy for you to share the data with people who needs to know how are you performing. Another important thing, of course, is that recently a lot of countries have started to open up the data lake of the energy data. So they are now storing it in the cloud. And we have already performed integration in Spain with Datadis. We have also an integration with Fluvius. And we are going to integrate working with Enedis in France. So it means that there is no need to order smart meters. There is no need to use invoices anymore. It's just very easy. We directly get access to your historical energy consumption. So let's talk about success. So I've selected one success story, which I thought was very numerical. This is a Radisson Blu hotel in the UK. And basically, they were not the most energy efficient, but thanks to using Dexma Platform, they have reduced their gas consumption by 41% in 1 year and 70% total reduction in energy. So we at Spacewell, we don't only have an energy solution that we talked today about, we also have a solution for a smart building and for a smart workplace. So we really make your workplace smarter. We give employees easy tools to navigate through the office. They can also collaborate with their colleagues. And this is also a social aspect of ESG. And we also have a maintenance solution for your buildings, especially if you have a big portfolio of buildings. We can help you to develop a multi-year maintenance plan and to further execute on this plan. In case you have any questions, I'm happy to connect. My name is Veronika, so I'm a product marketing manager at Spacewell. So feel free to connect with me. And if you have anything you want to know more about, I'm happy to connect to you.
Cool. Yeah, thank you very much, Veronika. I see we have one question, but I think you covered it already from Amalia Paz. What hardware is required?
Yes, indeed. So normally you would need to install smart meters, but now because of also the hardware crisis, there is a hardware components crisis going on in the world. We would recommend to use the data utility companies like Fluvius, depending on which country you are situated. This is a much faster and a much more cost-efficient way of getting your energy data.
Cool. So what are the biggest showstoppers or bottlenecks for companies in getting their energy data?
Yes, so I'm going to maybe pause the share. So basically, in the past, indeed, companies had to, in order to just know what they are consuming, companies had to order smart meters, and that would represent a very big investment. This also represents a lot of time because, yeah, you have to order it from
all
China, and then you have to install it. It will take months and months. Now there is a crisis, so of course, it's even more difficult now. So that's why we were really looking into other solutions, and we were happy to find out that indeed countries are opening their energy data, they are storing it in the cloud, and we just need to integrate with it, and then you have all the data available directly as of the moment you start with your software.
Cool. Do you have that available in all European countries or all over the world, or how does this work?
No, so it's country by country. Some of them are now opening it. So that's why we are integrating with some of them where we see it's already open. So in Spain, we have a connection. In Belgium, we already have it. And then in France, I know we are working on it. For other countries, I need to check it with our product director.
Yeah, there's a question, Germany, UK, but they will probably follow also.
Yeah.
And if so,
definitely. I can check it for you.
So it's much more easy to make a screening on your whole portfolio.
A screening?
Like it's much more easy to make a screening on your whole portfolio. You mentioned, so you can have immediately insights which building you need to start working on.
Yeah, indeed, that's the beauty of it, because now we are also focusing on your full real estate portfolio, where we can really, you have the list of all the buildings that you have, and you know which one is in red, which one can be optimized the first.
Yeah, to have the most effect on energy consumption and carbon.
Yeah, and then you can also see directly your savings linked to that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, and those are huge numbers.
Yeah, those are huge numbers. We also have some customers that got their return on investment in just 3 months, and they had actually smart meters. So that was one of the cases that I remember of. But indeed, those are huge numbers, because whenever you are going to implement an energy saving measure, of course, that is money. This is also money. This is the time of your employees. You also want to know what is your return on investment and how fast are you going to see the carbon reduction, let's say.
Yeah, but it can be very fast.
Yeah, can be very fast. Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Veronika, for being again with us today. Yeah, I wish you good luck, and I think a lot of companies are looking forward to implement this kind of software, because it's can have a huge impact.
Yes, indeed. Energy now is really a big topic, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess also when the energy prices will go down again or back to normal, then still it is a huge topic, because we need to do a lot on all these buildings on decarbonize the buildings.
And the question is, will those energy prices, will they go down as well?
Yeah,
that's another
that's another question.
Debate. Yeah. And how long will it stay low? You know, we saw how things can change so fast, and we just never know. It can also.
Yeah, that's a good one. So you can make like a long-term investment program on how to make your buildings better, but maybe you need to do it much faster to have much more impact. Yes,
indeed. I can imagine that now people who have solar panels, before it was less urgent, but now they are very happy that they have those, that they have installed those, because now buying one, of course, increased in price because of the crisis. So it's much more expensive now.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one more compliment from Stefan. Very nice, Veronika. Dexma solution looks great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Stefan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, yes. Veronika. Enjoy your day, and we will speak to you soon.
Yeah, speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.